Hi, my name is Lilia and today I'm going to be explaining to you on how to conduct a test for muscular strength and muscular endurance. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start with muscular endurance. First of all, muscular endurance is the ability for a muscle or group of muscles to repeatedly contract over a given period of time. There are two types of tests for measurement of muscular endurance. The first would be a push-up and the second would be a curl-up test. We're going to go ahead and explain today on how to perform the push-up test. So prior to conducting the push-up test, you want to make sure that you inform your client of the purpose of the test. It is important to explain that they need to perform as many push-ups as possible with proper form and technique to measure the muscle endurance. The proper breathing technique for a push-up is exhaling with effort when pushing away from the floor, and it is also important for the client to know this. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over some instructional requirements for conducting the push-up test. First of all, you want to make sure that your client's hands are facing forward and are aligned with the shoulders. You also want to make sure that your client's back is flat and straight. The feet should be the pivotal point of the body. Your client's head should be facing forward with the chin lifted up. When beginning the test, the client should begin in the down position. This can be done by lowering the body by bending at the elbows. The client's chin should be touching the mat, maintaining the rest of the body off of the ground. The client can then raise the body by straightening the elbows, and the back should remain straight at all times. If necessary, it is recommended that the health fitness specialist can demonstrate the test, then allow the client to practice if desired. If the client is unable to perform a push-up, then they can do a modified knee push-up. The knees will be the pivotal point, the ankles will be in plantar flexion, and the lower leg in contact with the mat. The back will remain straight with the client's head up. The hands will be facing forward, shoulder width apart. The client can then lower the body by bending at the elbows, maintaining a straight back, touching the chin to the mat. Then the body will be lifted by extending at the elbows, maintaining a straight back and the chin up. If during at any point in time of the testing, the client feels that they need to take a break, they can remain in the arm extended position such as this. Prior to conducting the test, remind the client that the maximal number of push-ups without rest or breaking form will be counted as the score. Begin when the client is ready and well informed of the proper technique, and stop when the client can no longer perform appropriate form within 2 reps. Once you have obtained the maximum number of push-ups that your client can perform, you can use a chart like this to categorize your client's muscular endurance. Now I will be going over muscular strength. First of all, muscular strength is the external force a single muscle or a specific muscle group can generate. The testing that we will be using is the 1RM testing and by definition, the 1RM testing is the greatest amount of resistance that can be moved through the full range of motion in a controlled manner with proper form. To conduct the 1RM testing, you want to make sure that you have properly trained spotters at all times in order to ensure the safety of your client. You want to begin by having your client warm up with a 5 to 10 minute aerobic activity of low intensity. To ensure proper form and posture of the client during testing, you want to make sure that your client is lying on the supine position on the bench, with both feet flat on the ground and the back of the client should be flat on the bench. The grip of the bar should be slightly wider than shoulder width apart. You then want to have your client perform a more specific warm-up, lifting several repetitions with a light weight load. Next, you will estimate the client's perceived capacity and begin with an initial weight of approximately 50 to 70% of the capacity. Then you will have the client attempt the 1RM lift. If the lift was successful, thereafter weight can be progressively increased by 2.5 to 20 kilograms, which is 5.5 to 44 pounds, with the client attempting the 1RM with 3 to 5 minute rest periods in between. Be sure to keep in mind that all repetitions should be performed at the same speed of movement and range of motion to ensure consistency between all trials. The 1RM is recorded as the heaviest weight lifted by the client with proper form and technique through full range of motion. If the client fails to complete the 1RM attempt, the weight that was used in the previous attempt can then be recorded as the 1 repetition max. Another form of testing that is used for clients who are inexperienced lifters is the multiple RM. This has the client lifting 4 to 8 RMs. For clients with underlying health problems, they may need a more conservative approach to assessing their maximal strength. Therefore, a 10 to 15 RM may be more suitable. The same warm-up, rest periods, and resistance increments apply, but the client should not be able to lift more than the 8 or 15 RMs respectively. You can categorize your client's muscle strength by dividing the client's weight pushed in pounds by body weight in pounds, obtaining the bench press weight ratio. In obtaining the bench press weight ratio, you can apply it to a chart like this and categorize your client's muscular strength.